Good morning. Okay. Sorry for being late today. We have in last class we have stopped at. I think in last class we have started. Have you followed the recording of last class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have stopped at clinical symptom 142. We will study today the clinical symptom and how it is important. Okay. So read the aphorism first.
But how some symptoms of simple medicine employed for a curative purpose can be distinguished amongst the symptoms of original malady, even in disease, especially those of chronic character that usually remain unaltered, is a subject appertaining to the higher art of judgment and must be left exclusively to master in observation.
Okay, this is a single sentence aphorism. Should be left to masters in observation. Underline that. But how some symptoms? Now, it got a footnote here. Read the footnote. Read the footnote.
Those trials made by the physician on himself have for him other
No,
than
symptoms. Read the footnote. Read the footnote number 2. Footnote for this.
number 2 symptoms which during the whole course of the disease might have been observed only a long time previously or never before, consequently new one belong to the medicine.
Okay. Underline. During the whole course of disease. Underline that. Underline only long time previously. Never before. Consequently new one. Either if it was observed in your prover a long time before. Okay, number one, this will be a clinical proving or clinical symptom you are getting. This was there in the prover, but is my sound is echoing?
Yes, sir, little bit.
Okay, wait a minute, I have to. Okay, okay, that is a clinical proving. You gave your prover medicine, and prover reported a symptom which was there a long time previously there, but now it is again coming. That means it is the symptoms of medicine. Okay, even in disease, if you are giving your patient, a disease patient, that reappearance of old symptom in the proving we have discussed in aphorism number 138. Next, even in your clinical setup, you are giving a medicine, okay, and by the virtue of that medicine, some symptoms have covered and some new symptoms are coming. This new symptom was of medicine. Okay, again, there was a symptom there in the patient, like let me tell you the experience. Arum triphyllum, open arum triphyllum from boric, open arum triphyllum from boric. Acha, underline this one. This is swelling of submaxillary gland. Underline this. Swelling of submaxillary gland. Throat. Arum triphyllum. Throat. Section throat. Underline this. Okay. Acha. Let me tell you a case. A case came to me. What I'm trying to say, the clinical proving in the diseased person. Person is diseased and you are giving your medicine on the basis of some other symptoms. Okay. And one of those symptoms which was not being covered by your medicine by virtue of your knowledge that this is not came in proving. This has not came in proving. But the patient reported that, Dr. Sahab, isme bhi humko aaram mil raha hai. Okay. So this was a case of a child who was in habit of biting his fingers, and other symptoms of arum triphyllum was there. Some other symptoms were there. So I came to selection of arum triphyllum, but patient told me after patient's mother told me after taking the medicine that Dr. Sahab, iska maxillary gland bhi theek ho raha hai. Yahan pe ek gland tha iska bada sa, wo bhi theek ho raha hai. But that gland I have observed and I looked into boric and there was a symptom, swelling of submaxillary gland, and this is a clinical symptom. Okay, have not came in proving. Okay, but later on I found that one of the famous physician in Calcutta was using this swelling of submaxillary gland for his prescription, arum triphyllum. Okay, so in the what had happened in the arum triphyllum, this is a case, a clinical symptom. I got a clinical symptom from my practice. Okay, so the clinical proving, many often you will see in your Materia Medica some disease symptoms are given. Okay, I'm not telling about that old symptoms are reappearing in the provers. Okay, that is 138. I am talking about clinical proving in diseased person, how you are going to get these symptoms. Okay, number one, you gave, I hope you are following. It is not being complex, no?
No, sir.
Okay, I hope you are following. So listen, this is your patient. Okay, you found 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 symptoms are there. Okay, 4 symptoms are there of the patient. You have a medicine 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 symptoms are there in your medicine, but your medicine have a 5th symptom and you don't know that. You prescribe this to him. Okay, 4 symptoms cover. Hona kya chahiye tha? 4 symptoms covered and the 5th symptoms didn't come into play, but you observe that patient is giving a new symptom, number 5. Okay, so this is due to that medicine. One aspect of clinical proving is that the patient will give symptom. Okay, number 2 aspect is that patient was having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 symptom. Okay, what you did, you select a medicine 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you have given to your patient. Okay, 5वां नहीं मिल रहा, छोड़ दो, 4 तो कवर कर रहा है, दे दो. Now what happened is all the symptoms have gone. Getting it? Including number 5 also. Okay, including number 5 also have gone. So this which have been cured by your medicine, you will note it down as a clinical symptom you have observed. Okay, next, how these clinical symptoms are coming. You most often you will see that your Materia Medica is talking about the disease, that swelling of submaxillary gland. This swelling of submaxillary gland is most probably not happened in the prover during proving. Okay, but some of the physicians have observed that I am giving this medicine I am giving this medicine to many patients who are getting cured of their submaxillary gland swelling. So this is a clinical symptom. Getting it? I hope you are getting it. Now,
Yes, sir.
open Nash Calimure. Open Nash Calimure. Read the last few lines. Last few lines.
Sorry, sir, I don't have that book.
Anyone having Nash? Calimure.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Last,
Calimure. Last few lines.
last few lines from here. A great many cases of chronic incurable deafness might have been cured by this remedy if used early. Mercurtus may be mentioned in the. Of course, you would be apt to have some other mercurial symptom which would perhaps enable you to choose between the two remedies. Calimure is likely to come into use more from clinical introduction than from proving. That is what Herring used to call a remedy born by breech presentation. It is possible, but no right or natural.
Okay, underline this. Remedy born in breech presentation. Remedy born in breech presentation. Many of the medicine in our Materia Medica have been applied for clinical condition. Okay, and then were subject to proving. What is happening? What is normal way? Proving, proving, then application, okay, but many often you will get first application, apply करके देख लिया, okay, like justicia were being used for cough for ages, okay, for ages. Now only it has been proved homeopathically. Okay, so from the folk remedy you are getting that this medicine, that Fraxinus americana was being used by red Indians there for the prolapse of uterus. Okay, so homeopaths, what homeopaths did, they were start applying it, okay, in such and such condition. Okay, now it has give results. Now it was subject to proving. So first clinical application was there, then proving. That is what Nash is telling, that this is remedy born in breech presentation. Herring have told, but Nash have quoted him. So first application, what kind of application it is? Clinical application. Now look to Brainia. There is a stitching pain in the chest. Okay, it has developed in the proving also. It has been developed in the proving also, and it has been confirmed in clinic also. Okay, but what proving have not developed is the pleurisy. Okay, what the proving have not developed is the pneumonia. But Brainia is famous for take any clinical Materia Medica, any pathological Materia Medica, any physiological Materia Medica, you will get some disease name to some medicine like typhoid. People will refer bacteria where it has been observed. This has been observed in clinic. People will refer Brainia for pleurisy. Okay, where it has been observed by the clinic, in the clinic. So, but some symptoms. Now open Kent's lecture. Open Kent's lecture. Go to evaluation of medicine, evaluation of symptoms, valuation of symptoms. Second part. Let me tell you the chapter number. Value of symptom. value of symptom, second part. Chapter number 33, lecture number 33. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now read please. I will tell you from where to read. First paragraph, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth, ninth paragraph. From ninth paragraph.
Now as to grades.
Yes, yes.
Now as to the grades. The value of symptoms is divided into three grades. General symptoms are divided into three grades, first, second, and third, and common symptoms and particular symptoms are divided into the same three grades. You will see in Bonning-Hassan a fourth grade, but as a matter of fact, these remedies do not form a grade. They are only probationary remedies, requiring demonstration by reproving and clinical confirmation.
Underline this, probationary remedies. Fourth grade. Probationary remedies. Fourth grade. In Bonning-Hassan, how many grades are there? You will find there is some medicines are in bracket. Okay, there are some medicines in bracket. Okay, that is fourth, that is probationary medicine for that symptom. Now come down, next paragraph.
The general symptoms of the first grade are such as all or the majority of provers state of themselves as a class of provers. For instance, take that symptom of epis, suffocation in a warm room. All the provers of epis, or nearly all, were affected to a great extent in that way. All the provers of pulsatilla were warts in a warm room. There can be no doubt about such symptoms, for all the provers felt that state so strongly. Kali hide, pulsatilla, iodine, and epis are among those that have that symptom in the first grade, warts in a warm room, suffocation in a warm room. Now, when those symptoms which have existed as generals among the provers come into the experience of the practitioner and are confirmed by curing those states extensively wherever administered for years, then these remedies are fully entitled to this grade. When only one prover has recorded a
Wait here. Now, first grade, what is first grade medicine for a symptom? Proving, write it down in the margin. Proving, reproving, clinical confirmation. Proving, reproving, clinical confirmation. Okay, many of the provers have given. It has been acknowledged by reproving of that drug. And next, clinical confirmation, extensive clinical confirmation. Underline that, confirmed by curing those state extensively. Confirmed by curing those state extensively. Underline this. Fully entitled to this grade. So first grade, which are first grade? Many provers have been confirmed by reproving and clinical confirmation. Okay, next.
When only one prover has recorded a certain symptom, it is doubtful whether that is a symptom from the action of the remedy, but when several provers have recorded the same symptom, it becomes confirmed. When that
Clear?
symptom has
Is it clear that if only one prover have recorded, it is doubtful, but many provers have given, then it is confirmed. Next.
Yes, sir. When that symptom has been removed or cured by the remedy in the hands of a physician, it can then be said to have been verified. So symptoms are recorded, confirmed by reprovings, and verified upon the sick.
Okay,
When
underline
several
this. Underline this. Recorded, confirmed by reproving, and verified upon the sick.
When several provers have observed that pulsatilla is worse in a warm room, and this is confirmed by other provers and then verified by cure upon the sick, It immediately places pulsatilla in the first grade of that general state.
Okay,
Suppose
underline
that
this. It immediately places in first grade of that general state. Now it is talking about only general symptom. It is well, it will be well established for particular symptoms and common symptoms also, not only general symptom. Next.
Suppose that it was something that was in relation to the bladder. Pulsatilla has a symptom of frequent urination. Now, that is immediately classified as a particular symptom because it relates to a reason. Now, if all of the provers had irritable bladder when they took pulsatilla, that would be a confirmation of it. And if it cures for years, experience verifies it, and it is then placed as belonging to pulsatilla under the particulars and marked in the highest grade.
Okay. Next.
So, with the symptom of bearing down, which also comes under pulsatilla, that would be classed as a common symptom but of the first grade.
Okay. Bearing down, common symptom. What is common symptom? Which is common to particular disease state. Okay. Or found in several patients as which are the common symptom, which is a particular bearing down sensation. Uterus is coming down. That is why it is having bearing down sensation due to that disease state. Now, come to next paragraph. Common symptom is usually a secondary character. Okay, common symptom is usually a secondary character. That uterus is coming down. That is why he is having bearing down. Okay, that
Yes.
symptom we have long before we have discussed these common symptom, that colic is there because there is a stone. So this symptom is a chronic a secondary character due to some pathology or due to some organ which is problematic. Okay, that colic is cannot be a general symptom. Okay, this is a common symptom, but that is that means if there is a colic, this is you can prescribe upon it, but this will be a common symptom for that gallbladder stone. Okay, usually these common symptoms. What are common symptoms? Common symptoms are actually of mostly of secondary character due to particular disease state, due to particular organ. Okay, now next.
Suppose now that there are more symptoms that have only been brought out by a few of the provers. They do not
Underline this,
run through
few
the
of the prover. Underline this, few of the prover.
whole family of provers, but they have been confirmed and occasionally verified. Then you see
Underline
they
this,
are,
have been confirmed and occasionally verified. Verified means clinically verified. Okay, next.
then you see they are not entitled to so much consideration, and as a matter of degree, they belong to the second grade because not so
Underline this.
strong as
They belong to second grade. Underline this. Now, what is second grade? Second grade drug. Right. Few provers. Few provers. Right in the margin. Second grade. Right. Second grade. Then right. Few provers. Not uh, not confirmed by reproving, clinically occasionally verified, clinically. Okay, only few provers. Number one thing for the second grade medicines are not whole family of prover is given that symptom. Only few provers are giving that symptom. Occasionally, not confirmed by reproving. Okay, or clinical confirmations are occasional. Next.
because not so strong as the first grade, which produces these symptoms upon everybody or nearly everybody. Of course, what is true of the generals will be true of common and particular. Then, as to the third grade, now and then a prover brings out a symptom and it has not yet been confirmed by reproving, but it stands out pretty strong and seems to be worthy of a third place. Or it has been verified by having cured sick fox, or on the other hand, it is admitted as a clinical symptom. Sometimes
Okay.
close and careful.
Underline this. Now and then, prover brings out a symptom not yet been confirmed by reproving. That in second grade, everything was occasional, not confirmed or occasionally confirmed, but it has not been confirmed by reproving. Okay, but the clinical symptom, the clinical verification is strong. Okay, clinical confirmation is very strong. So what is the third grade remedy? Now and then, now and then, here and there, now and then. Next, not confirmed by reproving. What was there in second grade? Either occasionally confirmed or not confirmed. But here it is not confirmed by reproving, but clinical confirmation is pretty strong for these medicine. Okay, clinical symptoms are pretty strong for these medicine. Next.
Sometimes close and careful observers have noticed that certain symptoms, not in the proving, have generally yielded to a certain remedy, and others have confirmed this clinical experience. These symptoms are
Okay,
admitted to go
that is
into the
what I
third
have
grade.
shared. That is what I have shared. That bearing down sensation is a clinical symptom in natrum car. Okay, in older in natrum car, this bearing down symptom is clinical. Okay, I have shared in the group that Nash from the Nash. Okay, what he told, although never produced in proving, clinical use has proved it of a great remedy for bearing down pains. Natrum car. Okay. Open Nash and underline that. I have shared that symptom in group. That clinical confirmation for this natrum car symptom bearing down is there. So what Kent is saying? Sometimes close and careful observers have noticed that certain symptoms not improving, okay, underline this, certain symptoms not improving, like natrum car, this bearing down have not been reported improving. Okay, not improving, have generally yielded to a certain remedy. Okay, next, once he observed this, he told to others, and others also confirmed by their clinical experience. Underline this. Now these symptoms are admitted to go into third grade. Underline these. These symptoms are admitted to go into third grade. Okay, next.
A great many of Bonninghausen's fourth grade symptoms really belong to the third grade, because Bonninghausen was very cautious with the symptoms that had never been verified. His fourth grade remedies include such as he had gathered from his clinical experience, and he was doubtful about the propriety of placing them in the third grade, and also those
Underline
symptoms
this
that occur.
whole line. His fourth grade remedies gathered from his clinical experience. You will get your clinical experience during your whole practice life. You will get that in certain kind of state or certain kind of disease, this medicine is helping me a lot. So you will become slightly and slowly biased. Like at one time, I have become biased with belladonna for appendicitis and lycopodium. Belladonna and lycopodium for appendicitis, because it has given me a very good result. Very good result with you need to differentiate the pain of belladonna aggravated by jerk, the pain of lycopodium ameliorated by warmth. Okay, so it was to my surprise when I later on found in olden literatures that yes, belladonna and lycopodium has been yielded to appendicitis very well also. Okay, so and so that some physicians have advised to alternate it, lycopodium and belladonna. But initially what I was doing, I was taking the whole case, symptoms, modalities, and more often it was either belladonna or lycopodium according to the modalities. Okay, if you will get, if it is of appendicitis of lycopodium, you will get warmth application ameliorate, you will get 4 to 8 aggravation, you will get flatulence there. But if it is belladonna, you will get patient aggravated by jerk, by walking. Okay, the left right hypochondrium is slightly, you will slightly tender to touch and hot to touch. Warm, you will feel warmth on your finger, examining finger. So this lycopodium belladonna I was initially getting from my clinical experience, that most of the medicine, most of the time this lycopodium and belladonna is working. So for me this was clinical experience, but later on I was surprised to find it lycopodium and belladonna in the literature, that yes, lycopodium and belladonna is a very good medicine for appendicitis. This is a clinical experience of other physicians also, so and so that some physicians have go on to prescribe it in alternation. First lycopodium, then belladonna, then lycopodium, then belladonna. That is okay. So this was my clinical symptom, which I have confirmed from the literature. So what Bonnie Hussain have collected from his clinical experience, you will see through your practice after 5 years or 10 years, you will have a set of medicine for a set of symptoms, and that will be a rock base for your practice. It depends upon the area in which you are practicing. It depends upon the food habit of the community in which you are practicing, of the society in which you are practicing. If you are practicing in South India, you will get a practice. That is why after some time it is very difficult to change your place of practice. Okay, if you are in practicing in South India, a totally different experience you will gain. If you are practicing in East India, in West India, like this, you will get a totally different kind of experiences. So these clinical symptoms, as you are getting older in your practice, you will get by your practice, by observing clinically. जैसे आपको 4 सिम्टम मिल रहा है एक मेडिसिन का, शुरू में बताया 4 सिम्टम एक मिल रहा है, एक सिम्टम नहीं मिल रहा है, still you have given that and patient reported that that 5th symptom was also cured. So you note it down that this is I have observed, and repeatedly, after repeated observation of your repetition of your observation, you will confirm that yes, this is a clinical symptom of this medicine. Like bearing down symptom of natrum car have never been came in proving, but it is one of the strong symptom for natrum car. Okay, now these clinical symptoms, boric is full of these clinical symptoms which need further verification. We often go to boric small drugs and you will see the name of the diseases. Okay, the name of diseases directly, these are but clinical symptoms. Now go to Boric's preface, 9th edition, Mathematica Boric preface, 9th edition. Okay, now read the second paragraph.
The book contains the well-known verified characteristic symptoms of all our medicines, besides other less important symptoms, aiding in the selection of the curative remedy. All the new medicines and essentials of the published clinical experience of the school have been added. In its present compact form, it contains the maximum number of reliable materia medica facts in the minimum space.
Underline this: all the new medicines and essentials of the published clinical experiences. Clinical experiences. Some physician reported. Acha, the physicians, sometimes physicians are very honest with their case. Until and unless they have not seen the 10 and hundreds of cases, they won't publish. But some of the physicians are very dishonest. Only single case they have seen and they will tell that yes, this medicine is working in this. That can be a coincidence. Okay, next.
I have tried to I have tried to give a succinct resume of the symptomatology of every medicine used in homeopathy, including clinical suggestions of several drugs which have not yet been based on provings, thus offering the opportunity to experiment with these and by future provings, discover their distinctive use and enlarge our armamentarium.
Okay, so this is remedy born in breech presentation. Remedy born in breech presentation, including clinical suggestion of many drugs. Underline this. So far not yet based on provings. Okay, this is what remedy born in breech presentation. Next.
I am aware that there is a difference of opinion about the advisability of further introduction of remedies, especially of some which as seem absolute or to some minds illusory. But it is not for the compiler to leave out information about any substance that has received the clinical endorsement from a reliable source.
Underline this, clinical endorsement from a reliable source. Okay, now go to one second paragraph from this. Second paragraph from this.
Again, imperfectly proved remedies necessitate the use of names of diseases at times instead of the component symptoms that alone are the legitimate guide to the choice of the curative remedy. Here, too, I have Herring as a pioneer guide for the legitimacy of this method, which he also followed in his great work, The Guiding Symptoms. He said that he used the disease designations not for the purpose of recommending the particular remedy for that disease, but to show the great variety of remedies that may be used for any form of disease when otherwise indicated. For the same reason, I have included nosological terms in the symptomatology and the therapeutic index, as this is a practical handbook for everyday service and an aid for finding the curative remedy out to be utilized, as Dr. J. Compton Burnett expresses it.
This is the Barnett's quotation. We will read it now. First, underline second line. Go to second line. Name of the disease at times instead of component symptoms that are alone legitimate guide to choice of curative remedy. Underline the whole. A disease consists of component symptom, which should be component symptom should be the guide. But why the name of disease? First to compact it. टाइफॉइड बोल दिया मतलब टाइफॉइड में फीवर भी आ गया, उसका हेडेक भी आ गया, उसका डायरिया भी आ गया, उसका कॉन्स्टिपेशन भी आ गया. That is the component of symptom typhoid is bearing. Okay, so few of our medicine have those component of symptom and that has been indicated for that disease, that had been recommended for that disease. Why it has been hearing also have used this to have an idea of the medicine and what can be used of the medicine which can be used in a particular disease state or particular set of symptoms. Okay, now read the Burnett's quotation.
The fact is, we need any and every way of finding the right remedy. The simple simile, the simple symptomatic similimum, and the farthest reach of all the pathological similimum. And I maintain that we are still well within the lines of homeopathy, that is expansive, progressive, science fostered, and science fostering.
Okay, so we need all the way to find a similimum. Even if you have to go to pathology, you will go to that. Okay, and that is not beyond the homeopathy. We have discussed when we were discussing vital force, we have discussed how these pathological disease or pathological names are helpful in choice of remedy. So this much for clinical symptoms and how these came or how you can utilize it. Okay, so these clinical symptoms are more often what to say that from have not many clinical symptoms have not came into that RM2 phylum. Swelling of the maxillary gland have not been improving, but it has been are clinical symptoms, and my RM yielded, my patient yielded to that maxillary swelling of the maxillary gland. Okay, so this is a clinical symptom. And how it is coming? It is coming from the, I have noted it down in RM triphyllum. I have underlined this, and it is coming from the application of drug to a diseased person. Okay, clear? Now this in Materia Medica Pura, you will get all the symptoms which are purely proving symptoms. Okay, in Materia Medica Pura, all the symptoms have been observed in provers, but in chronic diseases, Hahnemann included clinical symptoms also. Okay, one of the difference between the medicines which have been recorded in chronic diseases and which have been recorded in Materia Medica Pura is that in the chronic diseases, clinical symptoms have also been included. Okay, clear? Next thing we have told that in Borix Materia Medica you will get a lot of clinical symptoms. Okay, that we have underlined in the preface, that which need proving, clear, but have been used for years. Physicians are using it and yielding results to that. Now go to 143, aphorism number 143.
If we
Please
have
read
thus
aphorism
tested,
number 143.
yes, if we have thus tested on the healthy individual a considerable number of simple medicines and carefully and faithfully registered all the disease elements and symptoms they are capable of developing as artificial disease producers, then only have we a true materia medica, a collection of real, pure, reliable modes of action of simple medicinal substances, a volume of the book of nature, wherein is recorded a considerable array of the peculiar changes of the health and symptoms ascertained to belong to each of the powerful medicines, as they were revealed to the attention of the observer, in which the likeness of the homeopathic disease elements of many natural diseases to be hereafter cured by them are present, which, in a word, contain artificial morbid states that furnish for the similar natural morbid states the only true homeopathic, that is to say, specific therapeutic instruments for effecting their certain and permanent cure.
Underline from here, which in a word. Materia Medica, what Materia Medica is consisting of? Which in a word, to up to end. Artificial morbid state. Underline from here to end. Now, right heading, formation of true Materia Medica. If we thus have tested on the healthy individual a considerable number of simple medicine, underline this. Carefully and faithfully registered all the disease elements and symptoms they are capable of developing as artificial disease producer, then only we have a true Materia Medica. Underline true Materia Medica. Underline true Materia Medica. Collection of real, pure, reliable. Why Hahnemann is giving special enforce on reliable. Read the footnote.
Latterly, it has been the habit to entrust the proving of medicines to unknown persons at a distance who were paid for their work, and the information so obtained was printed. But by so doing, the work which is of all others the most important, which is to form the basis of the only true healing art, and which demands the greatest moral certainty and trustworthiness, seems to me, I regret to say, to become doubtful and uncertain in its results, and to lose all value.
Okay. Now go to there. You will see an appendix to that. Go to that appendix. Doesn't have something to say. 143 footnote. Got that? 243 note appendix.
This note is only in the 5th edition. It seems to be directed against the multitude of symptoms contributed to the Materia Medica of Hartlov and Trinks by Dr. Nenning, which were obtained in the manner here represented. Here is what Hahnemann says about Nenning's contribution in the chronic
Chronic disease.
chronic
That is chronic diseases. Dr. Nenning was a physician living at some distance, and Hartlov and Trinks were taking proving symptoms from him via letter, via correspondence. So, read what Hahnemann have to say.
Doctors Hartlov and Trinks indicate by these two letters, NG, merely a real anonymity.
NG for Nenning.
Merely a real anonymity, a man who furnished the greatest number of medicinal proving symptoms for their annals, which are often given in very careless, prolix, and unprecise terms. I could only select from them what is fit for use, and only with this proviso that in these observations he has acted as an honest, discreet man. But it is almost unpardonable that in this most important and serious business, the indispensable pillar of our system, which demands great discretion, acuteness of senses, a fine gift of observation, and stringent criticisms of one's own sensations and perceptions, together with correct choice of expressions, the homeopathic public should be asked to give unconditional credit to an unknown individual, only designated by two letters NG.
NG, that is Nenning. Hahnemann has another dig at Nenning in preface of Maccar. Read that.
Hahnemann has another dig at Nenning in the preface of Maccar. The symptoms indicated by this sign HBUTR are from the reign argenimetaler of Doctors Hartlov and Trinks, but not marked by the letters of the original prover, but they quite bear the stamp of ever-ready symptom manufactory of Nenning.
Underline this. Ever-ready symptom manufactory of Nenning. Okay, now this last comment of Gajan, read that.
Perhaps Hahnemann was unduly prejudiced against Nenning's provings, which seem to have been conducted consistently, though not in strict accordance with Hahnemann's method.
Okay, so this wherever you will get these NG symptoms, Hahnemann was not sure of those symptoms. Okay, Hartlov and Trinks were disciples of Hahnemann who were given to prove some medicines, and they have supplied their proving work to someone called Dr. Nenning, who was corresponding with them via letter, taking medicine and giving symptoms to them via correspondence. So Hahnemann was against that, how a person far a distance away and you are taking symptoms from that person, because this proving is such a sacred work for Hahnemann that upon this proving's knowledge depends all the progress of homeopathy. So Hahnemann was very strict regarding these provings. That is why he have used such strict language for the Nenning. Ever ready symptom manufactory of NG, that is Nenning. Okay, but perhaps Hahnemann was unduly prejudiced because it was not according to his method. What was his method? Prover should be there and the master prover should be there. They should meet every day and write down the symptoms and write down those modalities which the master prover asks, that how, like case taking, you are getting symptoms, same way you have to get symptoms in proving according to Hahnemann. Okay, So such a sacred work of Materia Medica was that for Hahnemann. But nowadays, in modern days, you will get Materia Medica like you means you want to laugh at those Materia Medica that who are telling dividing the medicines according to different kind of emotions, dividing the medicines according to different kind of kingdom, and narrating the medicine according to that only. That I have when I was in first year, there was a seminar at my college, international seminar, and many international homeopaths came of reputed status came, and one of them was telling that I gave that patient lion's milk, okay, because that patient was behaving like a lion. Okay, I gave that patient dog's milk, laccan, because that patient was behaving like dog. I gave that patient lysine because he was behaving like dog. This is not the Materia Medica. The sound understanding of Materia Medica based on proving and to the farthest of the clinical symptoms, not more than that, is at most necessary to be a good homeopathic physician. Otherwise, you will go on dividing the medicines, your medicine, and studying your medicine according to kingdom, according to stars. You will get that people are dividing medicines according to stars or according to zodiac signs. Okay, these all should be condemned, and you should not indulge yourself in luxury of reading those books. Those books are good to read, easy and palatable to read, but that are of no use. What are of use? That is our basic books of Materia Medica. To the farthest is Allen's keynote. Don't go beyond this Allen's keynote, Nash and Boger synoptic key to read others Materia Medica. That personality type, those books are luxury to read, easy to read, palatable to read, but they will confuse you. Okay, so the sound understanding, sound formation of your knowledge of Materia Medica should be based on provings, should be based to the farthest to the clinical symptoms what have been recorded. But for the new drugs, yes, for the new drug you can refer to the new. I don't know how far the new provings are being conducted honestly. Okay, so the better to rely upon your older Materia Medica, because symptoms are never changing. Like I have told you once that during Hippocrates' time, what was the symptoms of symptoms? Hahnemann based his system on the basis of symptoms, which is not going to change. What was the symptoms of migraine? You will read the symptoms of migraine during Hippocrates' time. Any of the modern book description will tell you the same symptom for migraine. You will read the symptoms of, the difference was that migraine has been attributed now only. During Hippocrates' time, name migraine was not there, but symptoms was there. Okay, like that only, the medicine symptoms are there. Symptoms are there because until and unless the species changes, like Cantharis species changes, now that particular Cantharis which has been proved at that time, particular species have been extinguished. Now the other species have been used for preparation of Cantharis. So species changes, symptoms may change. But if the species is there, it has not been extinguished, it has not been extinct, symptoms are there and you can rely on those symptoms. Clear? So this is the formation of true Materia Medica. Clear? Which should, that brings to bring us to aphorism number 144. Exclude conjecture from your Materia Medica. Exclude confusion that this is personality type, this is I will give medicine according to this. Okay, rely yourself on the symptoms. What Peter Morrell have said in last Sunday interview, that people are misusing miasms, not relying on the symptoms. Why he was a bit not against of using miasm in practice, but he was telling that people are actually misusing miasm and discovering miasm on their own self. But if they were basing their symptoms on their prescription on the symptoms, basing their understanding on the symptoms. This will be a sure guide for the successful practice. There should be no confusion, there should be no conjectures. Symptoms only. You have to deal with the symptoms of the patient, symptoms of the medicine. That's it. Now, from such a materia medica, 144, from such a materia medica, everything that is conjectural, all that is mere assertion or imaginary, should be strictly excluded. I've told you that person was telling the lion की तरह दिख रहा था तो हम lions में लिख दिए. He was behaving like a lion in my clinic. This is imaginary thing. I don't know how much it is helping you, but it is not going to help the future generation of homeopathy. It is purely incomprehensible. You may comprehensive, it may be comprehensive to you, but this is not science. This won't be a science to transform to the next generation. Okay, lion की तरह दिख रहा था तो lions में दिया, कुत्ते की तरह दिख रहा था तो कुत्ते की तरह behave कर रहा था तो कुत्ता का दूध दिया. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Remove all the assertion, imaginary things should be strictly excluded. Everything should be the pure language of nature, carefully, honestly interrogated. Okay, so the knowledge of your materia medica, from where it should come? It should come from the proving at most highest level. Next, last, up to last, don't go beyond that Allen's keynote type of books. Okay, don't go to personality type, don't go to star zodiac science medicine, don't go to different miasm, different themes materia medica. They are materia medica available in the market. Theme materia medica called. Personality type तो फिर भी समझ में आता है. Theme, a particular theme is running in a particular medicine. All those are conjectures, all those are imaginary, and those should be excluded from a science. Okay, clear? So your foundation, that is why the study of these sections are necessary to understand how far we can go with the collection of the symptoms, how far we can rely on our, how far we can rely on our materia medica. Okay, this closes our discussion on the second business of physician. What was the second business of physician? Knowledge of instrument intended to cure. Okay, we have told the knowledge of medicine in general, knowledge of medicine in particular. This was knowledge of medicine in particular. Okay, knowledge of medicine in general is the pharmacy part. From here, 145 is conclusion of drug proving. Read it and we will finish today.
Of a truth, it is only by a very considerable store of medicines accurately known the effect of these their pure modes of action in altering the health of man that we can be placed in a position to discover a homeopathic remedy, a suitable artificial curative morbific analog for each of the infinitely numerous morbid states in nature.
Underline this, homeopathic remedy, artificial morbific analog.
For every malady in the world. In the meantime, even now, thanks to the truthful character of the symptoms and to the abundance of disease elements which every one of the powerful medicinal substances has already shown in its action on the healthy body, but few diseases remain, for which a tolerably suitable homeopathic remedy may not be met with among those now proved as to their pure action, which, without much disturbance, restores health in a gentle, sure, and permanent manner, infinitely more surely and safely than can be effected by all the general and special therapeutics of the old allopathic medical art, with its unknown composite remedies, which do but alter and aggravate but cannot cure chronic diseases and rather retard than promote recovery from acute diseases. These are added after acute diseases in the 6th edition and frequently endanger life.